Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is nutrition in hospitals. I have been very vocal on YouTube with my stance on nutrition at hospitals, especially at Orange Regional Medical Center in Middletown, New York. That is where I've had my the most of my experiences with nutrition. I did have a lot of experiences when my friend had a severe brain injury and was flown down into Westchester, Valhalla, and I was arguing, or not arguing, but just had differences with the nutritionist that was on staff there, the dietitian. So I've posted videos in the past because my father's been in the hospital, unfortunately, on and off for the last few years with congestive heart failure. I wish my father would eat better. I wish he would exercise. I wish he'd get off the meds. He has great intentions, but it's just not happening. Well, when he goes into the hospital, I bring his own food. I bring food for him, bring a lot of healthy plant-based foods, low fat, and it's just amazing because the foods that they want to give him for congestive heart failure are atrocious, absolutely just atrocious. So when I bring food in, a lot of times, because I'm bringing in maybe sometimes some different concoctions, the dietitian will get involved and wants to see what exactly I'm bringing in and this and that. And, you know, I said, well, he can have food here, but let's talk about what's happening in the cafeteria. Let's talk about how you're cooking it, what you're cooking. And it's just, you know, it's one of those things where they just don't understand. They think all sugar is all sugar, and whether it's a tablespoon of corn syrup versus an apple, it's just, they can't process this. And so I want to talk today, a great comment left on one of my videos on that, on a medical student in training, a medical student, who's talking about how much nutrition education actually happens in medical school. So here it goes. Here's the comment. So I am a physician in training with a background, a bachelor's and a master's in exercise and nutrition sciences. Throughout my medical education experience, I understand your frustration with the food aspects of hospitals. Trust me, I have had the same frustrations. That diabetic diets in hospitals are not healthy for diabetics in the long term. The diet in hospitals is designed for them to make it easy for the nurses and the patients to track carbs. So they're making the diet easy for the nurses. Nutrition is also not taught in medical school. It's not even a prerequisite. I am just lucky enough to have an education, formal and self-taught, on exercise and nutrition to counsel my patients on the matter. Okay, now here's my biggest gripe with doctors in nutrition. Some doctors say some great things about nutrition, but most doctors don't. Most doctors, when you go to them and say, because in Colorado I went to my doctor, said, I want to lose weight, I want to eat better. He kept saying to me, oh, you're fine, don't worry, you're eating fine. And meantime, I was 240 pounds, 250 pounds at 5'11 and a half. He's like, don't worry about it, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. I said, no, doc, I'm not. He's like, he just would brush it off. But here's the one thing that doctors do a great job on. When you go to your doctor and say, hey, should I eat this food? Or should I avoid this food because it's not that good for me? Because we all know that we're not stupid. We know that certain foods are not good for us. Most doctors' response is, oh, you know what? You can keep eating that. I just keep eating that. You know, you're on the medication, you're on this, you're on that, you're on chemo, you're doing this. It doesn't matter that you're eating that. Go ahead and eat that. And when I hear patients say, well, my doctor said I can still eat this, and they said I can still do this, and I'm like, really? So not only are doctors not taught nutrition, they're actually telling patients that it's okay to keep eating the foods that they're eating. Instead of the doctor saying, you know what, I really don't know about nutrition like the way I should, or, you know, I'm only a medical doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. May I refer you to somebody that might know, or that would know and have a better handle on the question than myself? But doctors never do that. They never really collaborate with other doctors. I've never really seen, when you go to the doctor and something's wrong, has a doctor ever picked up the phone and called another doctor and say, hey, I need some help diagnosing something? We never see that happen. Now, when my daughter had Lyme disease when she was 6 years old, Dr. Schachter, who's an MD, he actually called a couple other doctors and said, I have a 6-year-old, body weight this, these are the results online, this is what I'm thinking of treating, what are your thoughts? And I was like floored. I was like, wow, this doctor's like calling other doctors. He's taking the time to sit us down in the office, explain nutrition to us in detail, and he goes, you're fine on nutrition. He goes, you're way ahead of everybody who walks in my door here, so that's great. Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing a great job. But then when he started calling other doctors, I was like, wow, this is great. Doctors just don't rely upon their other professionals enough, I feel, or I never see it when I'm in their office. I'm not in their office much, but I thought that was a fantastic thing for Dr. Schachter to do. But back to the eating, we're not stupid. We know that a candy bar is far worse than a carrot, right? But yet both have sugar in them. And we're told by the industry at large, well, that has sugar, be careful, don't eat too many carrots. But yet you can have 3 slices of pizza because that's okay, because it has cheese, it has fat, it has tomatoes. It's just the mentality of the whole process is just so frustrating, and it drives me crazy. And again, with this physician in training, he sees the same exact thing that I do, and he has a background, self-taught and through formal education. It's just so easy to go onto the internet nowadays and look up and do your own research and read a ton of books and just say, hey, this makes sense. This makes sense. No, this makes sense. I like this diet. I like what this doctor has to say. I like what this book has to say. And read as many as you possibly can before you make a decision. And just people knock researching stuff on Google. They're like, oh, no, you get your education on Google, and they make fun of, oh, you found that on Google, don't go crazy on Google. I know one doctor that told a patient who was a friend of mine, don't go research this. Don't go research this on the internet because you're going to get really confused. Just do what I'm telling you. What the doctor means to be saying is don't go research this because you're going to find other options that aren't going to involve me giving you this expensive drug and me making money and you coming into my office for visits. That's what the doctor should have been saying. So do your own research. Go on Google. Find some doctors that have successful practices that are reversing people's heart disease or cancer, that are helping people lose weight safely. There's a ton of them out there, and yes, they are on Google. Google is not a bad way to get your research for the self-taught. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to my channel. And do you have any frustrations with your doctor on nutrition? Or do you have a doctor that just hits it out of the park and is an awesome on nutrition? If you do, leave those in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
Right, I can't stop it tonight. This epidemic, I'm trying to fight. Blood pressure's rising now. It's in the danger zone. Somebody help me, I'm about to go terminal. It's an epidemic.